Coming up in news tonight, opposition leader Loretta Butler Turner talks her crumbling relationship with the F&M. Health Minister Dr. Perry Gomez admits government doesn't have a fixed date for the implementation of national health insurance. The People's Movement is promising to repeal and replace value-added tax. Plus, DNA leader Brandon McCartney once again raising questions about that letter of intent controversy. Welcome to Our News. I'm Dana Smith. Thanks for joining us. Topping news tonight, we've seen her in various capacities in public life, from cabinet minister to deputy party leader and now opposition leader. But Long Island MP Loretta Butler Turner said there are still thousands of people who don't really understand who she is and the fighter she is for the country. She sat down with our Kyle Joaquin recently. Here's his report.
Loretta Butler Turner says she chose the F&M, and it was the philosophy and ideologies of the party that really got her to where she is today. But times have changed, and she said it's sad the relationship between her and the party she's grown to love has come to this point.
You have to be practical. The F&M doesn't want me in their midst anymore, even though what we've done is constitutionally right. And I don't think it's necessary to be someplace you're not wanted. So to answer your question, when I knew the F&M and when I ran for the F&M on 3 occasions, that was by choice. I'm now being pushed out of the F&M, not by choice.
The Long Island MP has won twice on the F&M's ticket, but after an extensive leadership battle and one letter to the Governor General, everything changed. A tribunal had been appointed to decide the fate of Butler Turner and the 6 other MPs who ousted Dr. Minnis as opposition leader. Her nomination to run as the F&M's candidate for Long Island was also rescinded. But we had a candid conversation on her front porch this past week. We asked her if she feels people really get who Loretta Butler Turner is.
I think there are many people that do. I think there are many, many, many more people that need to. I think that that's a part of my campaign, for people to get to know me. Obviously, there are persons in media who've worked very closely with me who know me very well. There are people that are close to me, or even not so close to me, that know me very well. But that's a part of the branding and the packaging that I'm going to have to get right. And as we move forward, people will come to see that it's truly about country first, as opposed to the way that some narratives would attempt to paint me, which I rather not discuss. But, you know, people do all manner of things in politics. And one of the things that we've got to get away from is things that are not factual.
She said in this day and age, people take everything they read on the internet as facts and form their own opinion of a person.
Our human nature is to sometimes believe the worst as opposed to what is the truth. And I'm hoping that over the period of this election, that people will come to understand that about me.
And with election season 2017 heating up, eyes are on the seat of Long Island. Regardless of what happens, Butler Turner said one thing is clear.
Win, lose, or draw, I believe in the people of Long Island. I have made commitments to them. As we move forward, I think they should be very proud to know that they will have someone, when we win, who will truly be able to affect the direction that Long Island is in.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Kyle Joaquin.
Well, it appears the Free National Movement's disciplinary tribunal intends to take disciplinary action against Loretta Butler Turner. This according to a letter Butler Turner wrote to the party's general counsel. In the letter, the opposition leader said although she does not enjoy or embrace the position the F&M has taken, she will accept the majority will without opposition. The note, which was obtained by our news team, reads, "Dear executive members, the actions undertaken by yourselves and the council, combined with the public pronouncements by the leadership of the party, clearly demonstrate your intent to sever my legal affiliation with the F&M. Be assured that I do not enjoy, neither do I embrace this posture, but I will not pursue or fight the illegitimacy of this premise." Butler Turner continued, "The ideals and philosophy of the F&M's existence are aligned with my personal convictions: democracy, accountability, fairness, and transparency. I unreservedly espouse these tenets of my party. So for these reasons, despite the divergent path we now face, I accept your majority will without opposition." The party appointed appointed a 3-person disciplinary tribunal to review the actions of Butler Turner and the 6 other F&M MPs last month. The matter stems from a move by the MPs to remove Dr. Hubert Minnis as leader of the opposition. The move came after years of criticism about Minnis's leadership or lack thereof from both within and outside his party. In other news tonight, government does not have a fixed date for the implementation of national health insurance, but it is coming this year. According to Health Minister Dr. Perry Gomez, who acknowledged there's still more to do, but NHI will be realized in short order. Government had previously set a January 2017 implementation date for NHI, but many have questioned the timeline surrounding the scheme, given its missed deadline after deadline in the past.
F&M Senator and noted surgeon Dr. Dwayne Sands has been one of NHI's most vocal critics. Although he has maintained he supports a universal health care coverage program, he told reporters last month, while the January deadline was still in effect, that given this Christie administration is pressed to deliver on its many promises, he's sure it will roll out some form of a program called NHI, but he doubts it will be anything substantive.
I don't understand what he means that it wouldn't be a real NHI. When we do it, it will be NHI. And we don't have a fixed date for it yet, but it will get started this year, you know, and we hope to see some signs of that in a very short order.
NHI project manager Dr. DeLon Brennan told NASA Guardian Business on Thursday NHI is on track to be implemented in the early part of this year, but could not give an exact date as to when primary care benefits will come on stream. Gomez suggested there's still a lot of work left to be done, but he is confident it will get done eventually.
Can you tell us where you're at in the rollout right now as to what the focus is? Is it still upgrading the system? Is it still getting some doctors to sign on? Is it the public insurer?
It's all of the above. Okay, it's all of the above. So, because we're not completed in any of them. So, but we're going to get there, and that's the message. We're going to get there.
So you're fully confident then that
Fully confident. Fully confident.
It's unclear just how many medical services providers have signed on to the scheme, and a public insurer has not yet been established. Brennan said the Secretariat is currently meeting with individual primary care providers in order to discuss compensation and reimbursement models. Gomez noted registration for NHI should have started this week, but he hasn't been given a final report on the figures as yet. Asked if he's satisfied with the pace of implementation and the number of people who have signed up to get their NIB smart cards, Gomez said this.
You're asking a perfectionist. I'm never satisfied. Never satisfied. You know, Bahamians are very slow to do things, you know, and they take their time. What's the word they like to use? Lackadaisical.
The newly formed United People's Movement is promising to repeal and replace value-added tax. That's according to UPM leader Greg Moss, who says VAT was a bad idea to begin with. Jasmine Brown reports.
Moss says if his party wins the next general election, they will not only repeal VAT, but also replace it with a more feasible form of taxation. The UPM is a subsequent merger of Marco City MP Greg Moss's United Democratic Party and the People's Movement. Moss serves as the interim leader of the UPM, and Bahamas Public Service Union President John Pinder serves as the deputy. Their plans to repeal VAT was first revealed in Part 1 of their platform, which was released last month. Moss says their alternative to VAT is income tax for the rich.
There's a lively debate going on in the party about that. I personally believe the figure is something like $50,000. There are others who believe the figure should be something like $35,000. I just do not want to add more hardship to the middle class, the working class, and the poor, but particularly to the middle class and the working class. But we're going to have that debate. And that debate is going to reach Parliament at the appropriate point, and we'll figure out what the right figure is. But we are committed to the idea of bringing in income tax to tax the rich. And that's what people need to understand. How you define what that means, we're going to get to that number at some point.
But Moss admits it will not be an immediate fix.
Our commitment is to repeal it, not in our first year in office, not in the 2017-2018 budget, but in the 2018-2019 budget, because we have to replace it with something. We have to bring in the income tax on the rich first. And so there will be a one-year period And we've made it clear that that 1 year period may be shortened or may be lengthened depending on how the Treasury performs. But there will be a period where value-added tax will be kept until it's replaced by other means of income.
But he adds that in order to achieve true tax reform, they must also address anti-corruption legislation.
The start of the tax reform question to us is anti-corruption. There's no point in going to the well to take out water and you're drawing water in a bucket full of holes. I mean, you could draw it as fast as you wish. You could tax as much as you want. But if you don't get rid of the corruption, the money is going to be wasted anyway.
Reporting for our news, I'm Jasmine Brown.
When Our News returns, DNA leader Branville McCartney says he hasn't forgotten about Bamboo Town MP Renward Wells' involvement in that letter of intent controversy. Stay tuned.